What is up, YouTube? We're back with another YouTube video, and we're here with our Lost Sector guide for the Hydroponics Delta Legend Lost Sector. So I'm going to show you guys how to get there. Go to your destinations, Neptune, and just spawn up here at Strider's Gate. Then pretty much just drop straight down. I actually feel bad for this guy. I'm going to see if I get the res. Oh no, you're just gonna respawn. But just take your sparrow out, and then just make your way on the right side here to the concourse. And then it's not that far away. So let's just keep going. Once you cross over into this area, the concourse, just keep sticking around. And then it should be right over, I think it's right here where this guy's at, Red Hood. Yep, so you're gonna see this symbol right here. I don't want to fall off the map, but that lost sector symbol is gonna give it away. Now if you see this banner right here and the icon on your map, that means you have legend and master unlocked, and you could just start it right away. If you don't, jump right here, kind of where I'm at, and then jump right here and walk through these doors, then run all the way here. I'm just curious. Oh, that's just a couple excavation. I thought that was the Vex Strike Force thing, but I don't even know if this is the what do you call it, the Vex zone for today. But keep following this way, and I think I missed it. Yeah, there's a drop down right here. Then you should reach the new loading zone right here. There we go. Hydroponics Delta Lost Sector. Then just run through this Lost Sector. It's just full of ads, to be honest, and this is the first time I'm running it on Legend, so I'm pretty scared. Not gonna lie, because of how many ads they spawn on the normal one, and I have literally no desire to actually try to farm this one because I just know there's gonna be a lot of ads. So let's just go over here, and now that I've showed you guys how to unlock it, then just run through it like normal, kill the boss, and then when you come back over here you should get Legend and Master Lost Sector unlocks for this Lost Sector. So now we're gonna transition over to the modifiers and everything. So here's the loadout that I'm gonna be running with this. We still have a Void and Strand Burn, but I'm going to be using Void. So I'm running Void subclass with Shadow Shot, Mobius Quiver. We got Marksman Dodge, Triple Jump, Snare Bomb, Vortex Grenade, Vanishing Step, and Stylus Executioner. And then I got Echo of Expulsion, Echo of Remnants, Echo of Undermining, and Echo of Reprisal. Then for my kinetic weapon, I'm running Battle Scar. And to be honest, I'm running it just because of this roll that I have here. And I have it with perpetual motion, and this weapon gains bonus stability, handling, and reload speed while the wielder is in motion. So that's a nice little buff to have because you're constantly going to be moving around. And kinetic tremors, which is a new perk that was introduced in Lightfall, and it says sustained kinetic damage to a target emits a shockwave that damages any nearby targets. And this is really big because those rapid precision hits are going to count on something like a barrier champion. The kinetic tremors, those little shockwaves, can also stun them, but this also works with big groups of ads. Say you kill one red health bar, and the ads around them, that will also do a little more damage to them and also stagger them, so you can use that to your advantage. So that's what I'm gonna be doing, and I'm just gonna throw this out here. Full auto retrofit, it's the best. It makes it to where you're holding down the trigger will fire instead of having to tap it every time. There's also an in-game setting, but I only like it for my scout rifles and pulse rifles. That's pretty much it. So that's my battle scar right here. Then for my secondary, you can just run any Void scout rifle. And the same thing, by the way, for pulse rifle. It doesn't have to be this one exactly. It can be any pulse rifle. Like I was going to use Peace of Mind, which is one of my favorite pulse rifles in the game right now. But when I saw I had this roll on battle scar, I was like, let me try it. And I'm using this Doom of Chelch's Void Scout, but again, any Void Scout is good to use. I'm mainly just using it so I can have a Scout Rifle for unstoppable champions, while also taking advantage of the Void Burn. So again, any Void Scout will work, but this is the one I'm using. And then for my heavy slot, I wanted to run a rocket launcher because I know we have the rocket launcher overcharge that gives you increased damage, but I just figured I'll just try this LMG out. It's Void. Let me take advantage of an exotic and stuff like that. But if you want to run a Void rocket launcher, there are some options in the game that you can use. I think it's a Royal Entry with cluster bombs. That's Void, so something like that. Lasting impressions might be actually useful when it comes to the boss fight, but we're gonna see. But I am gonna just run this because every fourth bullet weakens a target, and I think it makes them volatile or something like that. Yeah, while holding down the trigger, every fourth heavy metal projectile also makes target volatile on impact. So that's gonna synergize really well with kind of my void build and everything. So I'm gonna take advantage of that. Try to do some extra damage against the boss. Then when it comes to this, I actually have to change this because we're not taking advantage of Strand. So we're going to take that and we're going to change it to Kinetic. That way we're generating orbs with our kinetic weapons and our void weapons, and then ashes to assets. So we can gain bonus super energy on grenade kills just because there's going to be lots of adds next to each other. We're going to get those nade kills and we're going to try to get some super energy off of it. Then we have firepower, and when your grenade final blows, create orbs of power. Again, just trying to generate orbs so we can pick them up and have armor charges. Grenade kickstart, when your grenade energy is fully expended, you can gain grenade energy. And then additionally, your armor charge is consumed and you gain additional grenade energy for each stack. Running my exotic Gerfalcon's chest piece, and this has charged up, which increases the maximum number of armor stacks you can carry by 1. So I have 2 of them on. And void damage resistance because it is on a void burn, and that's on how much the enemies are going to be doing, so we want to take as much damage resistance from that as possible. Then when it comes to this, I also have to change this back to kinetic. This is the same build I was running yesterday, by the way, just in case if you were wondering. So you can see from my legs, we have better already. Your health begins to regenerate immediately after picking up an orb of power. This is just for my playstyle. If I see an orb, I'm going to constantly be picking them up, but let's say I'm low. I have the peace of mind knowing, okay, when I pick up that orb, it's going to heal me. Void weapon surge, just so, again, we're doing a little extra damage when we have an armor charge. It's pretty much being charged with light from before Lightfall came out. So that, and the same thing with kinetic weapon surge. So regardless if I'm using a void or a kinetic, I'm going to have a little more extra damage with those. And again, you can see I'm running a void heavy and a void secondary with a kinetic primary. So no matter what weapon I use, I'm going to have a boost for it. And then when it comes to the cloak, I got time dilation, and your decaying armor charge has a longer duration. That way we're really trying to make sure we have every single second that we can to do extra damage, or have it for an extra couple of seconds or whatever. And reduce grenade cooldown when using your class ability. So when I go invisible and stuff like that with my dodge, it's going to give me some, or it's going to reduce my grenade cooldown. So that's going to be pretty useful. So that's the build here. We also do have a Strand surge, so if you want to run Strand, that is something you can do, but here I'm going to be running Void. So now let's go to the modifiers. So our modifiers here are legend modifiers, locked loadout, and extra shields. Equipment lock, you won't be able to change your equipment after this activity starts. Limited fire team revives, barrier and unstoppable champions, 25% increase to incoming void damage, so that's damage the enemies do. Overcharge weapons, weapon overcharges from seasonal artifacts are active in this activity. Kinetic weapons do increased damage when your subclass element matches an active surge. So we are taking advantage of this because we have a void surge, and with void subclass it's matching, so that's what that's for. 25% bonus to outgoing void damage and 25% bonus to outgoing strand damage. And then we have overcharged rocket launcher, which is 25% bonus to rocket launcher damage. Recommended power 1830, but you should be around 1817ish like me. Enhancement core is uncommon, and if completed solo, exotic arms armor is rare. So that's going to do it for our modifiers. We're going to cut over now to actually starting the Lost Sector. Now that we spawned in, you can see right off the bat we got 2 enemies. So let's get rid of them. Now once you get rid of them, you're gonna have enemies on the opposite, you know, side of the room from you, but you're also gonna have enemies up here on the 2nd floor, enemies on the 3rd floor there with the snipers. So there's pretty much enemies everywhere. That's all you should know. I advise moving around the room as much as possible just so you can do damage to other enemies, and then if you're volatile, or I should say if you're Void Hunter like me and you're taking advantage of volatile rounds, that's gonna help. Okay, just don't make me invisible off of that kill. That's super annoying. I just ate that nade. Why am I not turning invisible with these volatile round kills? What? I don't know. Let's just keep going. This doesn't make me invisible. Now I have volatile rounds. There we go. Let's go here, pick up some orbs so we can get a little damage boost. Now I'm gonna jump up here, kind of deal with some enemies there. Here you can see we got the barrier champion. I'm just gonna try to deal with this. You can use your heavy, but I'm just gonna try to save it because we're gonna run into some, I think they're called honored gladiators, and those are gonna have an annoying health bar, and that's where I just use my heavy on them. So you can see the kinetic weapon's doing no problem right now. Just do your finisher. Then as soon as you kill him, you're gonna have these enemies spawn here. Let's just get rid of them. Let's get that nade killed, and that's gonna make me invisible. Take advantage of volatile rounds. There we go. And you can see this is pretty much all the Lost Sector is. It's killing a bunch of ads and then moving forward. I will say this is probably, in my opinion, out of all the new Lost Sectors, I would say, actually let me rephrase that. Out of all the Lost Sectors in the game, these new ones I would say are probably some of the most annoying. Just because I guess the philosophy when making Lightfall was throw a bunch of ads at players. So here you can see for the honored gladiators, I'm just using heavy. I do know there's heavy left in this room for me, so I'm gonna save that for later. Before I go to the boss room, I'll pick that up. But get rid of these snipers because they're gonna be such a pain if you don't. While I'm invisible, let me get rid of some of these turrets. You got 2 over here in the left side, and then 1 on the right, and then a barrier champion in the back of the room. There's gonna be more honored gladiators, so I'm not gonna push up yet until I know they're all gone. But you can see, just pick off enemies one by one. They all seem to have a backpack on that's gonna drop that overshield, which is gonna be annoying. Let's deal with that. This one sniper's just like peeking me and then hiding. See, we have the honored gladiators here. We're gonna get rid of them. Now you can see just more ads. There's always more. There's never enough. I'm just gonna go invisible here. We got that. Now there is still enemies here that I'm gonna have to get rid of. And like all the enemies just start making their way towards me here. I could tether, but alright, what the hell? Is that another, yeah, honored gladiator? I don't know how I forgot about this one. So there's like a total of like what, 3 or 4 in this room. Oh, there goes another one. Okay, let's get rid of the turret. There's gonna be a turret here as well. And more ads, yeah. So cool, man. God, this is fun. Let's get rid of that and all this stuff around. And now we should be left with just the boss, so... Or not the boss, but the champion. Next is the boss room. And like I did earlier, I'm just gonna try to avoid using heavy because I want to have a good amount going into the boss room. Now let me run this way. Time-wise, 7 minutes isn't bad, but this boss room is honestly just one of the most annoying boss rooms I think I've ever done in a Lost Sector. And you know what? I don't want to say that because yesterday's was pretty annoying, but at least you had safe spots and stuff like that. I feel like this boss room is just crazy how they have 2, I think, unstoppable champions and then just a bunch of red health bar enemies that are constantly around. Like, you're never gonna have downtime to focus on only the boss unless you're quick enough to kill ads before they spawn in like 3 seconds. But go here, drop. Now I recommend just trying to get rid of both of these unstoppable champions first. So get your rounds ready to stun, and I'm just gonna go for a tether. That second tether barely hit that unstoppable, so that's kind of cringe. So you can see I'm really throwing right now. And then here's those enemies I was talking about a second ago. And here I'm just gonna start using this LMG kind of for ad clear because, like, look at how many ads we have on top of 2 unstoppable champions left. Every enemy wants to spam grenades now. Just get rid of that, and now let's take a look right here. Go for this. I'm gonna try to just do a finisher on him, but it looks like that's not gonna work. I'm gonna go invisible because they're actually being aggressive right now. Boom. They're throwing nades at me. So this is a very, very chaotic room. I am not a fan. Use this to go invisible. Where's that unstoppable champion at? There we go. Now I'm trying to figure out, is it these doors that the enemies keep spawning from? Oh wait, oh, is it me and just the boss right now? Oh no. There's enemies behind me. Oh yeah, so they just, I guess, randomly spawn from whatever doors. The only useful thing is that they're gonna, I guess, occasionally drop ammo. But yeah, pretty annoying, especially with the boss doing that void damage. But now that I can use my tether, I'm just gonna focus it on the boss. Do some damage and do another tether. You can go up here, I guess, to be safe. I never thought of that, actually. It's just like hiding back here. But then you're gonna also have dogs push you. So just throwing my nade. This is actually some pretty decent damage, I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually impressed with this machine gun right now. Let's back off for a bit and try to just make sure behind me is safe. I'm not being swarmed because the amount of ads here, if I get pushed and shot by every single ad as well as the boss, it's not gonna look good, and the boss is actually following me as I say that. Here we go, now I'm invisible. I'm gonna work my way to the back of the room because those ads are there. I can hear the dogs. I can never have any semblance of peace. Come on, he's almost dead. Alright, he just teleported and tried to stomp on me. That's not cool. I'm just trying to clear up the rest of these ads. These look like the last two. So, that looks like that's it. Let's just go get my loot. I'm happy that's over. No exotic, but I wouldn't expect anything less from this, to be honest. 12 minutes, 56 seconds, basically 13 minutes. I would not recommend trying to farm this. If you're really desperate, I guess, but as you can see with a void build, it saved me many times. I don't know if maybe it's just because I'm a really bad player, but that's going to do that for that. Let me know down in the comments if you recommend any other builds, maybe more that do more damage. That way you're killing ads faster. That way you're not spending as much time as me. But that's going to do it for the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Actually, before I go, let me claim this triumph so you guys can see. And I'm pretty sure this is like something you have to do for a Guardian rank. So if this helped you, let me know down in the comments. But I just gotta find this, and I forgot where I went. Yeah, world, and then exploration. Yeah, the hydroponics delta. Here we go. Solo legend. There we go. So, like I said, that's gonna do it. Like, comment, subscribe, drop a follow on my Twitch, twitch.tv/monkishjam0. Ring the bell so you don't miss another YouTube video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.